Hi, everybody. Welcome to Von Cupcake Yoga. I'm your host, Gretchen, and today we are going to do a nice, gentle, slow stretch just to kind of help open you up. This is great for mornings. This is great for evenings. It's just nice to feel better. And so we're going to work on that today. And we use blocks in our practice today. Anything roughly the shape or size of this will work for you. Blocks are pretty easy to find online. So I always recommend props. There is no shame in your prop game. Use your props. So we're going to get started. Let's do this. We're going to lay down on our back. Nice and slow, nice and gentle, all the way down to the floor. Just take in being on the floor. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Allow your body to adjust to being on the floor. Take in any noises that are around you and just kind of notice that they're there and let them float away on a cloud. Any thoughts that pop in your mind, put those up on a little cloud, let them float away. It'll come back to you later. Any poses I tell you today are a suggestion and not a command. Feel free to modify and adjust any of these postures to better serve your body. We're looking for that delicious ache of a good stretch, always backing away from any actual pain, no pinching, no tight pain. Learn to listen to your body and acknowledge the difference. Bring your attention to your breath. Making no changes, just observing. Maybe you notice your belly gently rising, falling. Maybe your shoulders start to feel heavy. Start to deepen your breath. Inhaling fully and completely. And exhaling, let it all go. Start to do a little body scan, starting at the top of your head. Just do a little internal scan of the inside of your body, your neck and your shoulders, your chest and your back, your abs, your glutes, thigh muscles, the quads, calves, your arms, your wrists. Seeking out and looking for any areas that just need a little extra love from you. Send that breath right to those areas. As we continue to deepen our breath, inhaling fully and completely, feel your chest rise, feel your ribs expand, feel your belly rise. And as we exhale, maybe we tighten up on those tummy muscles and press out all that old air, let it go. For every inhale, think renew and refresh. And for every exhale, let go of what came before. It no longer serves you. Sometimes something as simple as laying on the floor gives you what you need. But we're going to invite a little bit of movement into our body tonight. Let's inhale both our arms up over our head, maybe interlace our fingers and press our palms to the outside. Maybe we gently bend one knee and straighten one knee, just like it's Sunday morning and we don't have to go nowhere. Big breath in. Exhale completely, let it go. Start to bend into those knees and draw your knees towards your chest. Taking our time, holding onto our knees or our shins, rocking a little bit from side to side. Take some time here. Observe your body. Maybe we notice it feels really good to hang out on one side. Maybe hang out there for a minute as we gently rock, noticing what parts of our body is touching the mat and what parts of our body is lifting from the mat. Excellent. Then let these feet come down to the mat nice and slow. Sway those knees from side to side. Maybe it's real dramatic. Maybe we let our hip just lift up off the floor and let those knees sway like a pendulum from the left to the right, to the right, to the left. Going at your speed. Maybe that's a really fast pendulum. Maybe it's a really slow pendulum. Nobody knows but you. You got to do what's right for your body. Big breath in, exhale completely. Bring your knees back to stillness. Draw your knees to your chest once more. And then bring your knees kind of pointing towards your armpit. So our knees are a little further spread apart, and continue to rock a little from side to side. And we are going to focus on this right knee first. So we're going to hold on to this right knee with both hands and extend this left foot down. And we're hanging out here. We're going to bring our knee towards bring our right knee towards our right armpit. Take a nice breath here. Exhale completely. Maybe we can make some circles with this right knee, opening up that hip a little bit. And maybe we switch directions, making circles go the other direction. Bring that right foot down to the mat. Bring this left knee up. Hug it towards your chest. Point that knee towards your left armpit. Maybe make some circles, extending that right foot down. Circles in one direction. And circles in the other direction. Nice and slow, whatever speed serves you. Bringing that foot back down, extending that foot forward. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Draw your left foot towards that left corner of your mat. Draw that right foot towards that left corner of your mat, or cross it over. Extend your arms up over your head and hold on to your right wrist with your left hand and gently guide your upper torso towards that upper left corner of your mat, making a little banana shape with your body. Maybe turning your head towards the right. Wiggle and shift here until you feel a nice side body stretch. And once you do, take a big breath and let it go. Gently release. Draw those feet back to center. Gently guide your torso back to center. And we're just going to go to the other side. So bring that right foot to the right edge of your mat, that left foot to the right edge of your mat, or cross it over. Switch your grip on your wrist and then draw your torso over to that upper right corner of your mat, making a little banana shape with yourself here. Maybe turn your gaze over to the left and make any wiggles and adjustments until you feel a nice side body stretch here, and then breathe into your body. Inhale to refresh and renew. Exhale to let it go. And gently release. Draw your body back to center. Draw your legs back to center. Big breath in. Exhale. Draw your knees to your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side here. As we inhale, feel our bellies pressing against our thighs. And as we exhale, maybe we can draw those thighs a little closer to our chest. Keeping our knees bent, release our hands down by our sides and make some circles with our knees. Nice and slow. You can also turn this into a little bit of core work by tightening your tummy muscles and helping that to guide nice, big, slow circles in any one direction. We're going to go both directions, so it doesn't really matter. And switch directions. Excellent. Return to stillness. Bring those feet down to the mat. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Kind of line your heels up with your hips just a little bit here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just whatever you feel is about in line with your hips is just fine. Big breath in. And on your exhale, press into your feet, lift your hips towards the ceiling, tightening on those glutes and pressing that pelvis towards the ceiling. Point those knees towards the wall ahead of you, finding a bridge pose here. Big breath in, exhale, lower down, round that spine one vertebrae at a time, letting it gently, slowly find its way down to the mat. Let's do one more here. Pressing those feet, lift those hips, tighten those glutes. Press that pelvis towards the ceiling. Point those knees towards the wall ahead of you. Find that bridge pose. And exhale, gently roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Yes. Excellent. Bring those hands down by your sides. Gently, slowly start to press yourself up, coming into a seat. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. If you got any juicy goodness back behind you, move it out of the way. We really want to feel grounded on our sitting bones, those hip bones. And then we're going to extend our legs out nice and wide as is comfortable for you. We're not cheerleaders. Some of us may be, but not all of us. So we're not going to try to do the absolute splits here. We just want to have those legs nice and wide, so feel nice and comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulders be back and down. Take a few breaths here. Let those legs start to feel heavy. Let that body adjust. Inhale, both those arms up, nice and tall, nice and big. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Now, this is just your first fold, so be gentle with yourself. You don't have to fold in half like a pretzel. We're really just kind of leaning forward, bringing our hands down to the floor in front of us. And maybe bring your chin to your chest. Let your chest start to feel heavy and just kind of lean forward. We're not forcing anything. We're just letting gravity do its thing. Take a few breaths here. Inhale to renew and to refresh. Exhale to release. Let go of what came before. Start to gently walk those hands back nice and slow. Inhale both those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Come on down. Maybe you can fold a little deeper now. Maybe you can't, and that's okay. It's not a wrong way to do this. As long as it feels good, then it's the right way to do it. Tell that body to release. Tell that body to let go. Tell those thigh muscles they can let go. Tell those hamstrings they can let go. Walk those hands back nice and slow. Beautiful. Inhale both those arms up. And we're going to pivot our body towards our left leg. So we're going to twist our torso so that we are in front of our left leg, hinging forward at the hips, reaching until we can bring our hands down. We'll feel a nice stretch up the back of our leg. Maybe we gently press this right shoulder to the left to kind of deepen that turn here. Take a big breath in, make your back feel nice and flat. Exhale, maybe you can fold forward a little bit here, bringing your chin to your chest. Breathe into your body. Let it go. Start to walk your hands back. Inhale both those arms up. Hinge forward at the hips, fold forward. One side may feel a little different since we stretched that leg a little bit more. It may not, and that's okay. Let that chest feel heavy. Slowly let that chest sink down. Maybe you can walk those fingertips forward just a little bit. That might serve you tonight. Start to walk those hands back nice and slow. Inhale both those arms up. And we're going to pivot towards our right leg. Bring that body parallel with our right leg. Hinge forward to the hips, reaching until we find our personal edge. And once we do, bring those hands down. Maybe we can press this left shoulder to the right a little bit to help us with our stretch. Make that back feel nice and flat. And on our exhale, maybe we can deepen this fold just a little bit. Bring that chin to the chest. Breathe. Exhale fully, gently release. Draw that body back up. We are going to bend into this right knee, keeping this left knee extended. Sit up nice and tall here. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Inhale those arms up nice and tall. Exhale, palms facing out. Draw those hands down to the floor. Lean back on those hands. Maybe we open up our throat chakra. Lean back just like you sitting on the beach, my friend, catching some rays. Excellent. Slowly start to come back up to center. We're going to switch legs now. We're going to keep that right leg extended. Bring this left leg in. It might feel different, sometimes one leg feels a little different than the other, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. If the knee isn't working for you, you don't have to bend it all the way, just whatever feels comfortable. Inhale both those arms up. Exhale, turn those palms out, lower them down towards the floor. Sit back on those hands. Let that chin open up that throat chakra, your voice. Our voice is our power. Inhale fully and exhale fully. Gently release, gently draw that body back up to center. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to come up to our tabletop, our hands and knees. So take your time and come up to your hands and knees. Have those blocks ready for you at the top of your mat so that they're there. I'm a big fan of doing Future You a solid. And keep those wrists right underneath those shoulders, or even a little handprint ahead if that feels right for your wrists. Your spine is nice and straight. Your shoulders are back and down. Finding your tabletop posture. Big breath in. Press into those hands. Round that back towards the ceiling. Tuck that tailbone. Bring that chin to your chest, just like a Halloween cat. Exhale, flex that spine, drop that belly, shine that heart forward, keep those shoulders from bunching around your ears, cow pose. Big breath in, exhale, round that spine, come back to your cat pose. Take some natural movements here. It might feel good to gently dip one shoulder and dip the other shoulder, releasing that chin to the chest. Exhale, come down to that cow pose. Maybe it feels good to sway your hips and your head in opposite directions. Come back into your cat pose. Maybe sink those hips back just a little bit, dipping one shoulder, dipping the other. Take some natural movements here. Nobody's watching. You can do whatever you want. Make that back feel loved. Make that back feel good. Big breath in. One more cat and one more cow. And spread those knees nice and wide. Bring those big toes together to touch. Sink those hips back. Walk those hands forward. Bring that chest down. Find a child's pose here. Let that chest sink and melt down to the floor. Child's pose is a resting pose, but it's also a great lower back stretch. Reaching those hands out ahead of you elongates your spine. Gently press into your hands and then walk them to the left side of your mat. Sink your hips down to the right. Find a little side body stretch here. Walk your hands back to center. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Sink your hips down to the left. Find a little side body stretch. Walk your hands back to center. And come on up to your tabletop posture once again. Realigning our tabletop. Give yourself one cat and one cow. Back to your tabletop. Let's bring this left foot forward. Finding a low lunge here. Blocks come in handy, so you've got them there if you want them. Sinking those hips down nice and low. Being careful to protect our knee here, not to let it extend over our ankle. And if it does, just walk that front foot forward or that back knee back. Sinking and scooping those hips down and forward. Shine your heart forward. Find a low lunge here. Maybe we can bring our hands up on a knee. Maybe we can extend both our arms towards the ceiling. Maybe we look up here. Breathe into your body. Bring those hands down to your block. Press into that front foot. Start to shift your hips back, straightening that front leg. Let those front toes come up off the mat. Take a big breath here. Make your back feel nice and flat. And on your exhale, maybe we sink our heart down just a little bit here in our reverse split. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Shift those bodies forward, coming into that low lunge once again. Maybe we sink a little lower this time. Beautiful. Excellent. So now we're going to take this left hand and the block and bring it to the inside of our left leg. And we're going to heel toe walk this left foot off the side of our mat. And we're going to let this left knee kind of splay open and let those toes even come up off the floor. So now we've got our hands on blocks. And they don't have to be on blocks if you don't want, but we want to sink those hips down and allow our bodies to slowly lower down. Maybe we can come to forearms on our blocks or on the floor. Sinking down in a lizard pose here. Take 3 full deep breaths. Start to press yourself out of it. Nice and slow. Heel toe that foot back. Bring that left hand back to the outside of our left foot. Bringing it back to your low lunge. And then press into the blocks. Draw that foot back to meet its partner back here. Shift those hips back just for a moment. Excellent. Beautiful. We're just going to do the other side. So we're going to bring this right foot forward. Scooping those hips down and forward. Being careful not to let this knee extend over our ankle. Just taking time to avoid injury. You're not guaranteed to injure yourself, but it is likely that you could if your body is in that position and you're not used to it. So give yourself some love. Don't expect more from yourself than you actually can give. Just give your best. Sink those hips down. Shine that heart forward. Maybe we can bring our hands up on our knee. Maybe we can extend our arms towards the ceiling, finding a nice low lunge here, kneeling warrior. And then bring those hands down to your block. Press into that front foot. Start to straighten that front leg. Sink those hips back. Let those toes come up. Take a big breath here. Make that back feel nice and flat. Exhale. Maybe we can fold a little bit here. Release your chin to your chest. Bending into that front knee. Shifting your hips forward. Bring this right hand to the inside of your right foot and heel toe move that right foot off the side of the mat. Maybe let that knee splay open, let that foot lift up. And then maybe we can sink down a little bit here into our lizard once again. Maybe your forearms come to blocks, maybe they come all the way to the floor. It really depends on what your body's allowing. Breathe into your lizard here. Two more breaths. Start to press into your hands. Start to gently pull out of that. Heel toe that foot back to center. Finding that low lunge once again. Pressing into your blocks. Draw that knee back to meet its partner. And come to your tabletop posture. Sway your hips a little from side to side. Maybe let that head loll. And sway opposite of your hips. Find your stillness in your tabletop. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Press those fingers into the mat. Tuck those toes underneath you. Big breath in. And on your exhale, pressing your hands, pressing your feet, lift up to down dog. Pressing your hips up and back. Maybe we bend our knees. It's okay if your heels don't touch the mat. Neither do mine. And then gently start to walk your way up to the top of your mat. However you get there, I kind of crawl and then stumble. Find a forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet nice and wide, maybe as wide as the mat. Place your hands on your belly. Press them inwards to give you a little bit more hip mobility here. Let your hands hang down, or you can have your hands on the block since they're at the top of your mat. If your hands are on a block, maybe it feels good to gently straighten one leg and bend one leg. Bring your hands to your shins or your knees. Create a flat back here. Bring those shoulders down away from your ears. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Start to round that spine, pressing into your feet gently, slowly starting. Press yourself up to standing, coming to stand at the top of your mat. Bringing your shoulders back and down and your palms facing forward. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Inhale completely. Bring those arms up towards the ceiling. Draw your palms together to touch and down to your heart center. Breathe. Step this right foot forward and step this left foot back about halfway down your mat. And then angle this back foot so it's just kind of shooting off at like a 45-degree angle. Bring your hands to your hips and point your hips forward and bend into that front knee. And then extend your arms up towards the ceiling. Find your warrior one here. Big breath in. Press into that front foot. Straighten that front leg. And start to hinge forward at the hips, reaching forward. And then letting our hands come down to our blocks or our shins. Finding a little hamstring stretch here. Breathe fully, exhale fully. Bend into that front knee, press into that front foot and tighten those tummy muscles. Draw those arms back up, finding your warrior one once again. And step to the top of your mat. Shake it out a little bit. You're doing wonderful. I'm so proud of you. Let's bring this left foot forward. Let's bring this right foot about halfway down the mat. It can be a little more if that serves your body better, but whatever works for you, about halfway is a general term. Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your hips so they're facing the front of your mat and bend into that front knee. Extend those arms up over your head. Warrior one over here. Beautiful, beautiful. Straighten into that front knee. Hinge forward at the hips, reaching until we can bring our hands down to our blocks. If you need to put a very slight bend in that front knee to keep it from locking up, you absolutely can. Nobody's going to judge you on that. Sink that chest down nice and low. Beautiful. Bend into that front knee. Tighten those tummy muscles. Draw those arms back up. Find that warrior one once again. And exhale, step out of it. Come on back up to the top of your mat. That is quite lovely, isn't it? Inhale completely. Exhale completely. Find your mountain pose. Plant those feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your shoulders back and down, your palms facing forward. Take a couple breaths here. Find your stillness. Inhale both those arms up. Big breath in. And maybe we grab onto that left wrist and find a little side body stretch over here. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Draw that body back up to center. Switch your grip on your wrist. Come to the other side. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Bring it back up. Bring those arms out to a T and then swan dive all the way down to your forward fold, nice and low. Sway those shoulders from side to side. Hands on those shins, make a nice flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend into those knees nice and deep. Extend those arms straight, reaching those fingers. Start to hinge up at the hips, bringing those biceps by your ears, sinking down as if you're sitting in a chair. Guess what this one's called? Chair pose. Finding that chair pose, sink nice and low, and then press into your feet. Come all the way back up. Big stretch up into the air. Draw those hands down by your side. Exhale. Draw this left arm up towards the ceiling. Keep this right arm down. Lean over to the right. Find a little side body stretch here. And then come back to center. Bring this arm down. Bring this right arm up and over. Keeping this left arm down. Find a little side body stretch here. And then bring this arm down. Find that mountain pose. Big breath in. Inhale both those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend into those knees, extend those arms out in front of you. Start to hinge forward and up at the hips. Finding another chair pose here, tucking that tailbone back is nice and straight. Shoulders are back and down and my biceps are up by my ears. Find your chair, sink nice and low. Maybe even come up on your toes. Maybe shifting back and coming up and letting your toes lift up. That might be a little more challenging. Press into those feet. Come on back up. Bring those arms down. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. In our mountain pose, I want you to start to visualize and use your imagination here. Maybe your eyes are closed, or maybe they're just closed a little, kind of out of focus. And I want you to imagine that you have roots growing out of your fingers and growing out of your feet. And those roots travel down, 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 down into the earth below you. The one thing that connects us all is the earth that we stand on. So let those roots go down, down, down. And take any old energy, some anxiety, stress, imposter syndrome, doubt, turn that into little balls of light and channel that light down those roots into the earth below, where it sinks deeper and deeper into the earth's core, so that it can be changed into new energy for others. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Beautiful. Bring your attention to your feet. Maybe press those toes into the mat. Shift all of your weight forward, so just your toes are bearing your weight, but the heels are still there. They're just not bearing any weight. Shift that body weight back so your heels are taking up all of the weight. Maybe you can even lift your toes up off the mat. Exhale completely. Grab a block. So a lot of people have come to me and said, Gretchen, I have plantar fasciitis. I have Achilles tendonitis. My feet hurt all the time. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do while you are doing yoga, or even if you're just at home hanging out or whatever, that's going to help you out with your feet. So you're going to grab a yoga block and you're come to bring the ball of your foot on the yoga block. So the whole foot's not on the block, just the ball of your foot and your toes. And you're going to sink that heel down, pressing that heel down, letting those toes gently lift up. So we're using our block as a bit of an angle to kind of help us. And that leg is going to straighten as that heel sinks down to the mat. And what you're doing is you're stretching out that muscle in the bottom of your foot and the Achilles tendon. Bring your hands maybe to your hips here. Take a couple breaths. It may also feel good to gently lean forward into that stretch. And I'm not talking like a huge lean, maybe just a slight lean, just until you feel a nice stretch up your calves. I want you to take 3 full, complete belly breaths here and send that breath right to those areas that need that love. To release here, bend into that left knee, gently bring that left foot down. And we're just going to do the other side here. So bring that right foot to the block, just under the ball of your foot. Maybe that knee is a little bit bent here. And then start to straighten that knee. Let that heel gently dip down towards the mat. And then maybe we slightly lean forward a little bit here, just enough to kind of feel a nice stretch up the back of our leg. Doing this, just this, every day or even a couple times a day will help alleviate a lot of that plantar fasciitis pain that so many people suffer from. I myself used to suffer from it constantly, so I know exactly how it feels. It's very painful, and it makes it hard to be active. It makes it hard to do things. So give yourself the love you deserve. Give yourself the same attention that you give everybody else, the same compassion that you give. Give it to yourself. You deserve it too. Start to bend into that knee and bring that foot down. That might feel a little bit better for you, okay? So come on back up to the top of your mat. Find your mountain pose once again. Feet are hip width distance apart. Bring those shoulders back and down, the palms facing forward. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale both those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Come into a little forward fold here. Sway your shoulders a little from side to side. And maybe start to slowly widen your stance. So maybe your feet are as wide as the mat. And bend into those knees nice and low. Let those hands come down to the mat. Sink here in this little bit of a standing froggish pose. Maybe sway a little bit from side to side if that serves you today. And then press into the mat, and we want to step those feet back, finding that down dog once again. And it's okay how many steps you take. Nobody's watching you. Remember, you're by yourself in your house, having the best time. Spend a little time here in your down dog. Press your hips up and back. Press your chest towards your thighs. Maybe shake your head. No, I will not accept other people's opinions of myself as truth. Shake your head. Yes. Yes, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of compassion, and I am more than capable of giving it to myself. Bring those knees down to the mat, returning to that tabletop. Spread those knees nice and wide. Bring those big toes together. Touch. Sink those hips back. Bring that chest down to the mat. Bring that forehead down to the mat. Find some breath. Inhale to renew. Exhale to release. Wonderful. Start to gently shift your body back up to your tabletop posture, but we're not going to stay there for very long. In our tabletop, we're going to shift our weight forward, so we're kind of in a kneeling plank here. We're going to bend our elbows so they're pointing towards our feet and lower down nice and slow. Bring your forearms in front of you, stack them on top of each other, and bring your forehead down. Wiggle your hips a little from side to side. Snuggle on in. Our crocodile pose. Here in Florida, I think it should be called the gator pose. But I'm going to make up the names. Take a couple breaths here. Notice your belly pressing into the mat. Notice your back rising as you inhale. This posture forces you to breathe through your diaphragm. And this type of diaphragmic breathing is a little trigger for your brain. It lets your brain know that you are safe. You are okay. You can step out of that survival mode. You can heal. There is some healing that can only occur when you are out of your fight or flight, out of your survival mode. Take a big breath in. Let it go completely. Gently start to draw those elbows underneath your shoulders. Slowly press yourself up into a bit of a Sphinx pose. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders and the palms are flat on the mat. The shoulders are back and down and your heart is shining forward. Take a couple breaths here. This very gentle back bend. Maybe close your eyes. As you inhale, I want you to think the words, I am loved. I am cared for. I am worthy of great things. I am capable of wonderful things. I unlock and I release my potential. Lower that chest down nice and slow. Bring those hands right underneath those shoulders. Keep those elbows bent and pointing towards your feet. Big breath in. Just press into your hands just a little bit. Bring just the chest up. Pointing those elbows at your shoulders. Baby cobra, lower down. And we're going to press into our hands and press into our knees and bring our body back up to tabletop and shift those hips back. Finding a little child's pose here. Just a little bit for a moment. And then we're going to come on back up to our tabletop and then we're going to come down to a seat. Extending those feet in front of you. Grab a hold of one of your blocks. You know this is my favorite. We're going to do this tonight. And then we're going to lean back and lay back, coming back to where we began, bending into your knees. Take a breath here. Maybe gently sway those knees from side to side. Reach over and grab a hold of that block. Bring those knees to stillness and sort of kind of line them up with your heels. The yoga police will not break down your door if you're not in perfect alignment, so don't get concerned about the schematics. We're just here to feel better. And then press into your feet, lift your hips, take that yoga block or that book or whatever you got and place it right underneath your hips and move it around until you feel fully supported here and finding your supported bridge pose. Maybe bring your arms out to your sides to a T. Melt over this block. So a lot of people have also said, Gretchen, I've got really bad sciatic pain. And girl, or boy, or they, I gotcha. Sciatic pain is a huge bugger. And a lot of that has to do with the little muscles in the front of your hips. The ones that are right in line with the very center, running up each leg. That is our psoas muscle. So we want to open up that psoas muscle a little bit to kind of help relieve that sciatic pain. And we can do that here by extending our legs while we have this block underneath our hips. This will elevate our hips and allow a little more opening here for this front psoas muscle. So keep your arms out to a T. Now, if this is bothersome, absolutely bend your knees, and that's totally okay. But keep your arms out to a T and breathe here. Inhale fully into the belly. Let the chest rise. And exhale, melt over this block. Open up those little muscles there. Take another full breath in. Let it go completely. Maybe start to bend into your feet once again. This time, draw your knees to your chest once again. You might find it feels a little different with that block underneath of it. If you don't like the block, you can absolutely take the block out from underneath you, but I personally love this block underneath. It's like a little compression massage for my lower back. And then maybe we can extend our feet towards the ceiling, flexing those feet and pressing those heels towards the ceiling, maybe rolling out your ankles. And maybe we extend our arms towards the ceiling too and roll out our wrists. A little dead bug action. Love it. Maybe we gently bring our hands back behind our thighs and guide our legs towards our head in a little waterfall here. Now, are we going to fold ourselves absolutely in half? Probably not, and that's okay. We're just leaning in that direction. Take a big breath in and exhale completely. Spend some time here breathing into our body. This version of waterfall or legs up the wall, this is great for anxiety, great for stress. It's an inversion, so it's great for blood pressure. Bend into those knees, bring those feet back down to the floor. Press into those feet, lift up on those hips, grab that block, just pull it out from underneath of you, and gently lower that spine down one vertebrae at a time, and then extend those feet ahead of you. Bring your hands to your belly and breathe here. Let the feet splay out to the side. Soften that space in between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaw and release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Enjoy this Shavasana. I'll bring you back when it's time. start to return to your body. Inhaling fully through the nose, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Give yourself a yummy Sunday morning stretch, maybe drawing your arms up over your head, interlacing your fingers, pressing your palms out. Maybe we bend one knee, maybe we straighten one knee, just like we ain't got nowhere to go. And then release and bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. Shift your hips a little from side to side. And until you find your favorite side where you can come into a fetal posture, rolling all the way over to your side. Breathe in your fetal posture. Inhale fully and completely. Send that breath all up and down your body. Gather up any old energy that's just hanging around and collect it and exhale it out. Let it go. And when you're ready and as you're ready, very slowly start to press yourself up. Coming into your easiest seated posture once again. Sitting up nice and tall with your shoulders back and down. Maybe we close our eyes just for a little bit here. Let the world come back around to you. Draw your palms together to touch. Line up all of your fingers and then press your thumbs right up against your heart. Fully connect to yourself. And as we give honor to the beautiful culture that gave us yoga, we recite, the light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's stretch. Let me know in the comments below if there's an area that you would love to see more work on in a yoga class, and I'll make something for you, absolutely. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, please consider sharing me with some of your friends or even subscribing to my channel. And if you do, make sure you hit that notification bell and you'll get informed every time I post a video. I'd also really love to thank A Little Twisted Yoga Studio for letting me use their wonderful facility for recording. And also take care of yourself. You deserve it. You are worthy of the love that you give other people. So give it to yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.